This is Johan Agron, and this video I'm going to be analyzing the heavy bowgun mechanics in Monster Hunter World. It's important to note that I recorded all of the footage seen here in Monster Hunter World PC, and I'll be referring to all controls and mouse keyboard setup. So the first thing I want to point out about the heavy bowgun is that you can free fire, or without any lock on or aiming, with control. And this is done with just by firing without aiming at anything. And it's important to note that you will only fire based off of the rotation of your character. So even if I have the camera aimed somewhere else, it'll always fire in the direction of where your character is facing. This functionality also applies to when you aim as well. So if you toggle C or hold V to aim, your camera will snap into the direction of where your character is facing, not necessarily where the screen is going to face. And so you'll see that in between, lerping in between each camera mode, I'm always aiming where my character is looking and not exactly where my camera is facing. When you aim, there's also three types of reticles: an out-of-range reticle, an in-range reticle, and then a critical distance reticle. All of these depending on how far you are to the target that you're aiming at. Upon firing the heavy bowgun, there's recoil applied in a set distance of a couple of millimeters in terms of screen space upward in a random direction, as well as some screen shake is also added. Some interesting behavior I found is that if you're firing with the heavy bowgun basically inside a target, even if you're aiming at another target, the heavy bowgun will hit the object that it's basically inside, and the fire will displace to the far left or the far right depending on where your reticle is located, as seen here. If you dash, dodge, or roll off of a high ledge and hit control to fire, you won't fire your heavy bowgun, but instead you'll swing it down in sort of a downward melee attack. And upon landing, you'll have it drawn and ready to already readily equipped in the aiming state, or firing state, if you will. It's important to note that you can do this at any time during the falling process, and upon firing, you'll swing your heavy bowgun down. If you dash, dodge, or roll with the heavy bowgun equipped already, instead of swinging down in a melee attack, you'll fire the heavy bowgun, and it'll launch you back onto the platform that you were, a short distance. This distance is pretty set, and it doesn't change regardless of whether you aim down or up, and you'll be fired the opposite direction of where you're firing. So if you jump off the ledge and turn around, you'll fire yourself off the ledge back down to the lower ground. One final thing I want to touch on is the difference in speed between equipping the heavy bowgun and de-equipping the heavy bowgun, or putting it on your back. It's way faster to equip and get it ready for combat stance versus putting it on your back. The speed's a lot slower. This has been my analysis of the heavy bowgun in Monster Hunter World. Thanks for watching.